Echo VR. One of the earliest and best VR games to gain mainstream attention, Echo VR is a treat for fans of zero-G, sci-fi competition. Originally known as Echo Arena, Echo VR has since expanded to include Echo Combat as well. However, only Echo Arena is free. That being said, it is still well worth the download. Navigate a zero-G arena with a team to throw a frisbee into the enemy team's goal. Seems simple, but the result is some of the most pulse-pounding, sweat-inducing gameplay you can have in a VR setting. This game's movement system is unique and intuitive, easy to learn, difficult to master. Though like many great VR games, it is exclusive to Oculus systems. Being a game all about getting up and moving around, some players have found that they have gained better hand-eye coordination and some have even lost a bit of weight. The setting and graphics make one feel like they're in some of their most beloved sci-fi settings, which very much adds to the fun factor. Echo VR is available on the Oculus Quest. Don't forget to watch the second part of this video, link below video. Spiderman, Far From Home VR. Staying in the air for a bit longer, Spiderman, Far From Home VR is a handy little short title that allows you to sling webs across New York. It was designed as a tie-in to the film of the same name, and whilst it may not offer the true open-world capabilities of a full Spider-Man game, for a free title that provides you with the chance to swing between buildings, it's fantastic. In addition, it isn't just the ability to experience the power of VR web slinging that makes this Spider-Man title a fun experience, as there's also some fun first-person combat as you attempt to stop a rather large robot from destroying New York. Essentially just a way to become Spider-Man for a short while. Some players have complained that there isn't much to do in this VR experience. Despite this, hardcore fans of the movies and comic books featuring everyone's favorite web-slinging savior will be sure to get a thrill out of this Spidey simulator. Spider-Man, Far From Home VR is available for PlayStation VR, HTC Vive, and Oculus Rift. Rec Room. For the player looking for a more curated and casual social VR experience, look no further than Rec Room. Less chaotic than VR chat, this game boasts a more gameplay-oriented community. As such, it can be a much more relaxing VR experience. While there is not as much that the player can do to express themselves in this game, what they gain in return is a more refined experience made up of higher quality games to play with others. The player is practically guaranteed to find new friends over the course of their time playing this game. While the gameplay geared setting will be nice for players who don't really want to just sit around and chat, there have been some user complaints about community toxicity. There have been many issues with false reports, heavy-handed moderators, and other problems. Despite this, Rec Room can still be great fun if gamers avoid these negative aspects by playing with individuals who understand how to show others courtesy online. Rec Room is available for the Oculus Quest and PlayStation VR. The Lab. Any relatively new technology needs to familiarize users with its functionality, which is essentially the purpose of Valve's The Lab. Consisting of 8 mini-games, The Lab drops players into a pocket universe where they can become accustomed to the wonders of virtual reality. None of the games are long or especially deep, but they are all polished and enjoyable in their own right. The Lab might not have too much value for those who are already deep into the world of VR, but newcomers should consider starting with this free package. Although the game did not receive enough critical reviews to earn a Metacritic score, The Lab's reception was largely positive. The same can be said for its reviews on Steam. The game is compatible with the HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, Windows Mixed Reality, and Valve Index. Guns and Stories, Preface VR. While some free games are designed to sell users on the technology, others serve as demos for larger titles. Guns and Stories, Preface VR contains the first chapter of Guns and Stories, Bulletproof VR, and the demo does a brilliant job of highlighting the shooter's satisfying gameplay. Guns and Stories, Preface VR is not complicated. The free VR game simply throws waves of enemies at the player and asks them to eliminate them. The Western setting is endearingly cheesy, and the gunplay is impactful, smooth, and responsive. The shooter has received a positive reception, although its review count on Steam is quite low. Lasting less than half an hour, Guns and Stories, Preface VR does not overstay its welcome while offering more than enough content to inform a user on whether they should purchase the full version. Guns and Stories, Preface VR is available for Valve Index, HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, Windows Mixed Reality, and PSVR. DCS World, Steam Edition. The best VR games find ways to put the most content into as little space as possible, one of the many reasons why VR games have the player standing in place. That being said, no other experience adheres to this idea better than a flight simulator. This game will put the player in charge of an aircraft in its complete majesty. The controls are complex, but what the player can pull off with these controls is fantastic. One can drop bombs, fire missiles, and evade enemies, amongst other things. And if that wasn't enough, there is mod support as well. Despite being fairly old, getting VR capabilities really rocketed this flight simulator back into the view of mainstream consumers. This genre naturally lends itself very well to the potential of VR controls, and this was confirmed by many players claiming it is the most fun they've ever had in a VR game, both due to the refined controls and excellent immersive qualities. DCS World Steam Edition is available on the HTC Vive and Oculus Rift. SCP Labrat. Inspired by 2012's SCP Containment Breach, SCP Labrat casts players as a test subject imprisoned in an underground research facility. Their goal is to escape, a journey that presents its share of thrills and frights. Labrat is currently in early access, so the game is not complete yet. That said, there is enough content here to justify a playthrough, and a multiplayer beta was even released towards the end of 2021. For horror lovers looking for a short but enjoyable VR experience, this game is a solid pick. Fans of the 2012 title looking to relive it from a new perspective should also try this spiritual successor. Due to its status, the horror game has no critical reviews. On Steam, Labrat has been well received, garnering a very positive reception. This game can be played using a Valve Index, HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, and Windows Mixed Reality. Horizon Beyond. Most free-to-play VR games are designed to give new players a sample of what the technology can offer. Even if these headsets have been around for a few years by now, this is still uncharted territory in the grand scheme of things, and experiences like Horizon Beyond can ease people into the glorious world of virtual reality. Short and sweet, Horizon Beyond puts players on a ship and allows them to sail among the skies as they view the landscapes that exist within the clouds. VR is all about teleporting people to new worlds, and Horizon Beyond demonstrates that ability without costing a dime. Lasting roughly 20 minutes, Horizon Beyond is a bite-sized package that most people will probably not return to after playing through it once. Although the VR game didn't make much of a splash on Metacritic, it has been well received on Steam. Horizon Beyond is available on the HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, and Valve Index. Gorilla Tag. Feel like a game of tag? Also, want to ditch humanity and return to monkey? If the answer is yes to both, or either, of these questions, then Gorilla Tag will deliver the goods. Boasting endearing dated visuals, Gorilla Tag is one of the most popular VR games on the market, quite an achievement considering it is still in early access. The free title is rough around the edges in the most charming way possible, as there is just something lovable about jumping around as a gorilla in a harmless game of tag. Gorilla Tag has attracted a massive fan base that has rewarded the game with mostly positive reviews on Steam. While the vast majority of free VR games are one-and-done experiences, Gorilla Tag has proven that it can keep people coming back for more. Gorilla Tag is available on Oculus Quest, Valve Index, HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, and Windows Mixed Reality. Fly Dangerous. In early access, Stargoat Games' Fly Dangerous is a racer that puts players in the backseat of a fast spaceship. Just to be clear, this game plays out mostly like an arcade-style racer and does not aim to be a flight sim. Consequently, it can be quite fun to just jump into a session and run through a few rings. As a free title that is still in development, there is not all that much to do in Fly Dangerous, although there is an online leaderboard and a free roam mode to add a touch of replay value. While Flight Stick is the ideal way to control the ship, the game also supports keyboard and damp, mouse, gamepad, and the steering wheel. At the moment, this space racer has no critic reviews, and that is unlikely to change while it is still in early access. On Steam, it has a mostly positive reception, which means it is a largely enjoyable experience. The main criticism are the controls on some devices and a lack of content. Fly Dangerous is available on Valve Index, HTC Vive, and Oculus Rift. Dagon by H.P. Lovecraft. Dagon by H.P. Lovecraft is one of the best free horror games on Steam. A loyal Lovecraftian experience, Dagon is short and, for a lack of a more appropriate word, sweet, one that will surely hit the mark for any fans of the author's works. While not available at launch, virtual reality support was eventually added to the game, taking an already intense experience and maximizing its fear factor. Now, it should be said that intractability is not Dagon's priority, as this title predominantly focuses on presenting Lovecraft's ideas through a more visual medium. Developed by BitGolem, Dagon has garnered near universal praise, particularly for its dedication to authentically capturing the essence of a Lovecraftian story. Fans of the source material should definitely check this out, and even people who have never read anything by Lovecraft are likely to find something to appreciate in this title. The game can be played using a Valve Index, HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, and Windows Mixed Reality. War Thunder. Launching in 2013 as an open beta, War Thunder is approaching its 10-year anniversary, and the free-to-play vehicular combat game is still very active on Steam. Offering 3 styles of battles that range from arcade goodness to war sims, War Thunder covers a wide spectrum of preferences, and it handles most of these areas quite well. Virtual reality support was eventually added to the MMO, introducing a new dimension to an already robust package. Now, it should be said that War Thunder is still primarily designed to be played without VR, and the game's standard version plays better. Nevertheless, this option elevates the immersion to the next level. Through VR, War Thunder becomes a proper flight or tank sim, and a pretty fun one at that. The vanilla version has a Metascore of 81, although most reviews are close to a decade old and do not reflect the current state of the game. Even if it is treated more like a neat bonus than a required part of the experience, War Thunder's VR mode is considered decent. The PC version of War Thunder supports the Valve Index, HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, and Windows Mixed Reality headsets. Don't forget to watch the second part of this video, link below video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe on my channel. And write in comments what is your favorite VR games.